What it do, y'all? It's your girl T.Net, aka the prettiest blogger alive, aka the voice behind the camera, y'all. And I'm here with y'all for this Queens Remember End Time Sunday. So I got my notes, y'all. I'm gonna keep my notes because I gotta make sure everything's factual. But today we're gonna celebrate the beautiful, the talented, the Memphis female rapper, Southern female rapper, LaChat. All right, LaChat is from Memphis, Tennessee. A lot of y'all know her through Hypnotized Minds, a label started by 3 6 Mafia, Juicy J, DJ Paul, Lord Infamous, Crunchy Black. All those great names I just mentioned were all among that label, Hypnotized Minds. Even though LaChat wasn't part of 3 6 Mafia, she was mentioned a lot of times through the 3 6 Mafia, through features, through the infamous song Chicken Head, right? Well, I want to get a little bit of her history, right? So LaChat was born March 21st, 1978. All right, so her birthday literally just passed about a week ago. So happy belated birthday, LaChat. All right. So one of my favorite quotes from her is, "I'm the first female rapper with a full permanent set of goals in my mouth." Right, and that was so dope because it stood out to me because she was willing to push the status quo of what femininity or just being a feminine woman means to be. Right, because if you're a woman, you're automatically feminine. So it doesn't matter what else you do in life, you're always going to be a woman. Right. So shout out to LaChat for just pushing that status quo, for being hard, for being raw, from just the look to also her rap ability. All right. LaChat started rapping in the 3rd grade, and then she developed her rap talent in the 9th grade. That's when she met the attention of Juicy J. So Juicy J called LaChat and was like, "Hey, can you rap for me?" And LaChat was like, "Nah, like I'm with my mama right now." So she waited a little bit. Juicy J called her back again. And then she did an impromptu rap for Juicy J. Juicy J was like, "Yeah, come to the studio. You got it. Come to the studio. We got to hear more of you." So LaChat came to the studio, and later on down the line, getting to know the Hypnotized Minds crew, her first appearance was alongside Juicy J and Crunchy Black on the ultra dark body full of bullet holes on duty on his 95 greatest hits tape. All right. So that's really one of the first times people were exposed to LaChat, that raw rap style, that very witty cadence. And it was just something that went into the hearts of a lot of female rap fans down south, which there wasn't many. And then also just Southern people that love Southern hip hop that was starting to develop through Memphis, through Texas, through Alabama, through Florida. She really just stood on business and paved the way for female hip hop artists down south. In 2001, LaChat made a guest appearance on the hit Project Pat Chicken Head. Now, a lot of y'all know this song. Y'all even heard samples, because there's millions of samples of Chicken Head out there. Her verse was so iconic to me and to other people that it became one of the most popular songs really down south, and to me is a really huge song in Black history and pop culture. All right, especially in Black pop culture. All right, I love that song. Following her hit that she featured on Project Pat, Chicken Head, she dropped her debut album, Murder, She Wrote, right? And with Murder, She Wrote, great body of work, amazing body of work. One of my favorite songs on there is You Ain't Mad, Is You? You Ain't Mad, Is You is one of the greatest female rap songs. It's featuring Project Pat, but the verses on that song were so good, were so straight. And what I love about that song is she's basically saying, hey, me and my girls gonna come through. We gonna get y'all niggas money, and y'all gonna pay for us because that's our expectation. And if you ain't balling, stay out my way. Which is a theme or a story that's been preached along female hip hop for a long time, and it's really true. You know, if you're a bad bitch and you want some money, you gonna want to make sure the niggas coming off that money. If I look good and you want my time, wear your bread. And I love it because it's just so raw. To me, it's top 5 female rap verses, Southern female rap verses of all time. Go listen to You Ain't Mad, Is You? All right. The second one I love is Slob on My Cat, which was a spin on Slob on My Knob. A lot of times female rappers also counter argument the songs that male rappers make. Like you have Slob on My Knob, LaChat made Slob on My Cat. Great song, it's really good. Even Sexy Red remixed it about 3 years ago. But I love about that song because once again, it's a counter argument. It's like, okay, men want pleasure from women. Women want pleasure from men too. And I love how that, if you break it down, it just shows that both human beings have those desires, and it's not just fair for men to be pleasured. Women need pleasure too if you're asking me for this. So Slob on My Cat, great song, love it. The third one is Peanut Butter. A lot of people haven't really dug into Murder, She Wrote, the album. If you can find it on physical, if you listen on Apple Music or any of your stream platforms, please go listen to it because the whole album jam. Peanut Butter Fire, those are just top 3 records that I like, but it's way more music. It's a great album all the way through. Please go listen to Murder, She Wrote, 2001. It is a Southern hip hop classic. It's a great body of work for female hip hop artists across the board, but it's definitely, to me, a top 10 female hip hop album from the early 2000s. That's when female hip hop really started to put its roots inside of the industry. All right. Over time, LeChat has made more bodies of work, more music. It brought her a lot of attention with Slob on My Cat. Also, Murder, She Wrote, the album brought a lot of attention. All right. So LeChat's raw delivery and lyrics paved the way for female rappers down south. I feel like a lot of girls need to give homage to LeChat, like really, and I think they don't because they just don't know where the rawness comes from for real. But to me, she might have been the first gangster female rapper from the south too. And the only reason I say gangster because she was raw. Mouth full of goals, tattoos. She was just raw with it, but she was still gorgeous and pretty, had her own style. Nails was always done. She was just fly, so I feel like a lot of girls that take that gangster raw persona, they need to give homage to LeChat for real because that just didn't come up out of nowhere. Like, ain't no new under the sun. Like, get this woman her homage for real. All right. After LeChat separated from Hypnotized Minds and dropped more music in 2006, she dropped Bad Influence that had a whole bunch of features on it like Gucci Mane, Yo Gotti, all that, whole lot of features because that showed that she was respected in the hip hop industry. So after 5 years of dropping Murder, She Wrote, she got that respect that she not needed, but was owed because that's who she was, right? Then in 2010, one female artist of the year knocked down SCM Awards. So shout out to her because to me, I think she deserved more awards. Historically, she just did because she paved the way, but also you gotta remember female hip hop even in 2010 was not getting the respect it deserved. It was like only 1 or 2 female rappers between 2008 to 2010 that was really getting a lot of respect. So I understand it, but shout out to her for just really continuing to keep pushing. All right. There was some controversy though around 2018. All right. Cardi B dropped Bickenhead, which sampled Project Pat and LeChat's song Chicken Head. Even though Cardi B gave a lot of homage to Project Pat, she didn't mention LeChat. That rubbed LeChat the wrong way. And I understand because you paved the way for these female rappers. Even though Cardi B never answered back to controversy, LeChat ended up dropping a diss track. Great diss track, by the way. Cardi B never responded, which she did the smart thing by not responding to an OG. And I feel like that's just the absence of people knowing the history of what these samples come from. A lot of these new artists, no disrespect to Cardi B because I love her music, but a lot of these new artists, don't know where a lot of these samples come from. And a lot of the A&Rs push these samples in their faces, or young producers push these samples in their faces and don't really tell the artist where the music coming from. And so historically, Cardi probably did not make that connection. And if she did, she felt, oh, the song is already out. I don't know what else to do. So I understand LeChat's frustration, and I honestly feel like she should keep pushing to let these artists know, hey, I paved the way. Murder, She Wrote dropped in 2001. I paved the way for females to get this respect. That sample, that verse, Chicken Head verse is iconic. You can play it in the club today and all the girls know the verses. Know her verse, can sing it word to word, especially if they grew up around Southern hip hop fans that love Southern hip hop music. So I get it. I understand the controversy, and I'm glad that LeChat stood on business and made the world know that, hey, Bickenhead was Chicken Head, and I did that first. All right. Overall, I made this to pay homage to LeChat. She's amazing. She's a great rapper. Paved the way for Southern female rappers. Y'all go check out Murder, She Wrote. Go check out Murder, She Wrote, man. It's a great song. It's a great album. Man, I'm trying to get it on physical copy to this day. But y'all go check that out. Please make sure you tap into Queens Remember in Time, because LeChat for this week is our Queen Remember in Time. All right? Y'all check this out. This series is going to be great. It's deep in my heart, just like every female rapper I bring up, because we have to understand the history of us as Black women, as Black female rappers, because if we don't know our history, somebody else gonna tell us a whole fake story. So I pay homage to LeChat. I love you. Thank you. And keep doing what you're doing, sister.